We see Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the United States is significant on many levels. In fact, he is the only third Prime Minister of India to be invited for an official state visit into the United States, and also only the first to be addressing the Congress of the US Congress, the second time around. Let me cut across to really what's on the agenda. If I could break it down for our viewers here on exactly what the agenda is. And before that, this quick image here showing the kind of welcome that Prime Minister has received even before he's arrived into the United States. So what's on the agenda here? We're looking at key defense deals that's all set to be inked. This was already anticipated, and we believe the Predator drones is one of those deals that is much awaited, has already cleared. In fact, all the bureaucracy on it has already cleared files. It's all set to only be decided with a final stamp. Military technology cooperation between India and the United States is extensively going to be discussed. This is the kind of policy understanding and trade understanding between the two countries, which is this time going to be edged between Prime Minister Modi and Joe Biden. The talks on Indo-Pacific region as well is going to be one of the top focus, and of course Chinese aggression. The reason to why India is receiving that kind of welcome, of course, apart from India being a thriving economy at this point, we're seeing US-Chinese relations have immensely strained, and India now looking to take that spot. America clearly seeing that kind of potential in India. Let me cut across to our reporters joining us. Of course, Geeta Mohan is in the United States. Geeta and Gaurav Sawant is very closely tracking Prime Minister Modi's arrival into the United States tomorrow. Geeta, I'm going to start with you. This much-awaited visit of Prime Minister Modi has already erupted in such conversation, debates, euphoria. That's what people calling it, Modi euphoria. This is the first time that Prime Minister Modi is going to be, or maybe the third world leader. Winston Churchill, Nelson Mandela, we believe, are the only two who have addressed the US Congress twice in the past. Prime Minister Modi to be the third.
Well, that's right, a historic moment. Only a few have had the rare honor of addressing the joint meeting of the Congress twice over, and on more than one occasion. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi is one of them. Nabila will be leaving for the United States tonight, and we will start our coverage from ground zero from tomorrow onwards. But it is an exciting moment for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, for the Modi administration. There are a lot of key outcomes that we will be seeing, deliverables that we will be seeing during the visit, whether it is, according to a report that we've just put out, the jet engine deal, the General Electric for F414 jet engine deal, or for that matter Predator drones, which would be worth $3 billion. So a lot on the anvil, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to do a few very important things. One, to make the entire visit look different, there is going to be an intimate dinner apart from the state banquet that will be hosted by President Biden and the First Lady on the second day. The first day in Washington, D.C., there is going to be an intimate dinner with the Biden family. And then we are looking at a very, very strong engagement of Prime Minister Modi, not just with the strategic community, but with the business community. He's addressing over 900 delegates at the Kennedy Center. He's going to have a one-on-one with top business honchos spread over the 2 days in Washington, D.C. And then he will end his entire visit with what he does in every visit of his, which is engage the Indian diaspora. The Indian community will be waiting for him at the hotel in New York as also in Washington to welcome him in both the cities. And yes, he's going to begin with the big International Day of Yoga. After 9 years, the Prime Minister Modi is going to be in the United Nations at the headquarters, at the UN headquarters, doing yoga with quite a few prominent people from the United Nations and from across the world.
So we know the agenda now. At least the itinerary is quite clear. Prime Minister Modi's jam-packed schedule. 4-day visit, 21st to 24th in the United States. Gaurav Sawant, as we see India right now looking at bolstering ties with the United States, and we're seeing here, at least with the welcome that Prime Minister Modi has received, it's United States looking to benefit from India's involvement in policy and trade a lot more. We're seeing that this is the first time that Prime Minister Modi has been called on a state visit, and the kind of bonhomie that we see between Joe Biden and Prime Minister Modi. One would think that after the whole Namaste Trump event that Modi had organized for Trump in India, this kind of welcome or warmth will not be shown by the Biden administration, but contrary to that belief.
these are relationships between two countries, two very powerful democracies who need each other. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken about this many times in the past when he said when India and the United States of America meet, they don't just talk about how the two countries will benefit from each other, but how the two democracies working together will benefit the entire humankind, the entire world. That's the effort that both the countries attempt to put in. Be that as it may, India hopes to benefit a lot in terms of getting military hardware, and not just buying that military hardware, but manufacturing that military hardware in India for export across the world. Geeta spoke of the GEF 414 engines.
Right.
That's been in the works for over a decade now. Should that actually happen, should the deal actually happen, and even parts of those engines are made in India initially, and then that entire engine is made for first the LCA Mark II and then the AMCA 5th generation aircraft. It would be a huge game changer for India, especially if that technology can then translate into India manufacturing our own engine. Remember the problems that have been faced over decades with the Kaveri engine, and this is a problem that India has grappled with right from the 1950s when the Hindustan fighter HF-24 Marut experiment was initiated. Despite that being a twin-engine aircraft, that project wasn't taken forward. Many lessons learned. India intends to take this forward. The two of you were talking about the Guardian, the Sea Guardian drones,
right,
the Predators and the Reapers. Again, an immense game changer when it comes to taking on an adversary like China in the Indian Ocean region or in the Indo-Pacific.